Go.
You're probably wondering. You're probably wondering what this is, right? Right? Yeah.
Tell them what it is, yo.
You ever played flag football? Flag football? Yeah. These are several red flags. Okay.
Several.
Flag on the play. Flag. But then we're going to talk about the other side of it. Okay.
Oh, because there is another side.
Oh yeah.
Because it should have read my ex-wife. They might be.
Problem is.
Listen, they might be kissing cousins.
Listen,
Might
Daddy might be
be all in the family.
I'm just it's
all in the family.
Something ain't.
The math ain't mathing on this one, cause was the mom sick, dad sick? She had to stay there. Like what? In what world? Listen.
The sisters were defending the parents. Like the sisters were saying, like that's just how they are. You got to deal with it. Like,
that's just how they are.
That's crazy.
That's you know that's toxic, right? That's just the way I am. You better accept. Actually, no, these are character flaws, and you better work on them.
Right. So, it starts there. If you monitor what your kids are
I'm up to
watching.
it. I'm up to it.
Yeah.
I'm up to it.
Are we
I'm
going?
with it.
We
going there.
Okay.
I'm up to it.
We live.
That's the show, Dada!
And now, your groomsman from Los Gatos, California at 5'10", hasn't recorded an assist since 2011, Joshua Smingy. From Pasadena, California at 5'10", don't throw him a bullet pass cause he won't catch it, Anton Sather. From Chino Hills, California at 5'11", he averages one rolled ankle per game, Chris Bunger. And at best man, from Fountain Valley, California at 5'9", master of the no-look pass to absolutely no one, Ben Dang.
Are you a gynosexual? Men's Health magazine recently used the term gynosexual in an article. Now, when I first heard that term, I thought it meant people that are attracted to gynecologists. I was wrong. A gynosexual is a person that is sexually attracted to the gender identity of the femme-presenting person they are attracted to. I think that means people attracted to women, so straight men and lesbian women. Now, if you do use the term gynosexual, people will have no idea who you're attracted to, but they will know that you're an asshole.
Who cooks in a lesbian relationship?
Oh God, this shit again. Who?
No one. They both eat out.
I regret asking. 2 men broke into a pharmacy and stole all the Viagra. The police said to be on the lookout for hardened criminals.
They must have had a hard time escaping.
Bet.
Why did the Mexican throw his wife off the bridge?
Why?
Tequila!
That's racist, but kind of funny, so I'll let it pass.
Gracias.
Why does Batman only cover half of his face?
Oh God, not the Batman jokes again.
It's for the police, so they'll know he's white.
Okay, calm down, Joker.
First question, 1 + 1. Yes.
Multiculturalism.
Well done, Simon. Next question, what is 3 × 3? Yes, Penelope.
Gender equality.
Very good, Penelope.
Is this a joke?
You think gender equality is a joke?
No, but isn't this a maths class?
Don't be so racist.
I just asked a question. I mean, it's a new method, but it could potentially save thousands of lives.
7. You used red pen.
What?
Red is considered offensive in many religions.
Why would you belittle everything down to a singular colour?
The marking process isn't over yet. Now, Penelope, you are female, so that's +1 privilege point.
I'm also bisexual.
+1. Simon, unfortunately, you're straight, white, and male.
And cisgendered.
Yes, so that's -4 privilege points. Finally, Sunshine.
I'm gay, I'm trans, I'm Asian, I'm overweight, I'm lower class, I'm unintelligent, unattractive, and I also got body odor. And I once watched a pigeon die.
Wonderful, Sunshine. That's 13 privilege points.
Let me see this. They've just written equality and drawn love hearts on a piece of paper.
He expressed himself, and it's beautiful.
He didn't even spell equality correctly.
Disney is testing a new freefall water ride. This ride would have a drop where the vehicle isn't attached to any track. It would likely be themed to the Titanic movie, which Disney owns. This would be one of the most thrilling rides at Disney World.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit?
Why you standing right there like that? On the bus, huh? I tried to get on the bus down there. That motherfucker ran around me. Oh. I ran up to this bus stop. He still tried to go around me. So now we gotta wait. Now we gonna have a face off. Man, let it ride, man. Fuck that. Fuck that. Because he not going nowhere. He can't hit me with the front of this bus. That's his job. Fuck that. No. I'm having an interview, y'all. He's having an interview. Pro Star. Make sure you no, first 48. Everything. You should only first 48. Everything. Facebook, Instagram, everything. Put it all on. All right. No. I'm in the interview. Fuck you.
That's wild. It's crazy. It's another Friday night. We here again. Your boys, your Friday night delights.
What's up?
Yes, sir.
Beautiful people. What's good?
Yes, sir.
We in the building.
We here again one more time. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Assuming we can still call you that. Welcome back again. Friday night with the most organic conversation on the internet. Up to it, down to it. This time we got Spring 04 taking the whole channel over. Y'all aren't ready for us. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna get wild and crazy. So welcome to the party. Welcome to the show. Get ready. Get your drinks ready. Get ready to pour a glass and talk some trash with your boys. That said, y'all know me. I'm the great and terrible Trey. Got a lot of stuff to bring to y'all today, so I'm actually not going to run my mouth too much more. I'm going to go ahead and kick it over to my left. It's my left on the screen. Well, actually, it's your right on the screen. You know, he's in a different spot. He's usually down. If it's over here this time. That's right. Your boy, the inspirational King Rich, is in the building, baby. Talk to you, brother. He's good, my friend. Welcome back.
The inspirational. Oh man, that was given to me because I didn't name myself that. But what's good, everybody? Hope everybody's doing fine like wine, and as always, getting better with time. Glad to be in the building with my LBs. I got my 9, I got my 7. You know what? That plus together equals 16 divided by 4 gives you a 4. Hey, it's all good. So real quick, what's been on my mind this week, and it kept coming up this week. Is community. And we all know what the definition of community is, right? It's just a group of people together with some of the same common goals, right? And so that's huge. We need community. You know, we can't, by ourselves, we can only do so much, right? But together, we can do so much more. So community is important. And actually, I got a text message to my phone that hashtag community. It says we're our best selves when we're doing life with others who are loving us through the highs and lows. Strive to be the person others want to be in community with. And so what that said to me was, number one, you're not by yourself. Number two, get around, those people that are positive uplifters, positive influences in your life. If you don't have them, go find them. Get away from the negativity. If you, take a look at yourself and, ask yourself, are you being the negative Nancy? And what can you do? What needs to change? What needs to happen? And if you can't change your people, change your people. So listen, we got a lot to get into. So sit back, enjoy, grab a glass. But here's what I am drinking on tonight. So before I showed you the Stella Rosa, let me see if I can. There it is, the Stella Rosa. Before I had the honey peach. This one is the Tropical Passion. So that's what I'm going to be sipping on, is the Tropical Passion Stella Rosa brandy, and to go along with it is the Stella Rosa Tropical Mango. So I'm on this Stella Rosa kick, man. And as you can see, how fitting, right? You see that crown? Whoa, wow. So that's what I'm on tonight. Come on, sit back, grab your glass, and enjoy, because we got a lot to get into.
Yeah. Let's get it. Let's get it. I love it, man. All the different flavors, the assortment of flavors from the Stella Kick. Shout out to the Stella Kick. And by the way, everybody, welcome to the early show. Let us know in the comments what you sipping on tonight as well. Go ahead, bro.
No, I'm saying they got to pay the podcast, man. A lot of Stella promo.
Stella
promo. Saying it don't gotta be much. Something.
Hey man, we here. Tell somebody to tell somebody. It's a community, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Have us a nice little Stella party. Stella. And with that, RLB, my 7, my dog. Welcome again. Welcome back, brother. It's always a pleasure, man. Couple words for you, man. What you got?
Appreciate it, man. Man, just I want folks to remember how valuable time is, man. You have to spend it wisely. It's one you can't get back, you can't make back. So spend it wisely, man. And like LB said, community, man. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Who you're around influences you, whether you know it or not, directly or indirectly. So careful who you're spending time with and who you're spending time on. That's all I got right now.
There it is.
Very true, man. Keep it a buck, keep it a stack. That's how I go. All right, good stuff, man. Spring 04 has taken over. Big shout out to Kev. He's doing his thing on the Scholastic end over at the Morgan State University tonight, handling some business. So shout out to him. Shout out to Q. He's, they working him like a Hebrew slave over there, but but he's doing his thing. Shout out to you, man. We're looking forward to having you back too, and also coming back from a nice little vacay here. We got the bros coming back, man. Got to follow y'all a little bit. I know it was fun, man. The bros are gonna be in the building somewhere else very soon. Stay tuned. Maurice, did you have anything you wanted to,
let me just say something about that, because I'm on this community kick, right? I was just sitting there thinking, I could have went on that trip alone, right? Anybody can go on the trip alone, but even in that, we had a community. We had 10 bros out there, man. It was a community that marched and took over Puerto Vallarta. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes, sir.
Took it over. So we hoping to have even more bros come out for our next trips. So stay tuned. We might even have to go live at that one, because it's gonna be bananas. It's gonna be insane the next trip. So we might have to pull something together, Up to It, Down to It, live, in wherever. I can't disclose where it is right now, but it's about to go down. It's definitely about to go down. Oh man, yeah.
Yes, sir. The international takeover. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. All right, cool, man. Look, let's get into a few things before we jump into fair or foul, because that's gonna get wild. Just a couple things, as we like to do. We like to recap some things that we may have missed over the last 7 days. So there's a lot of stuff that happens in 7 days, right? There's a whole lot of crap go down. So just a few things that I saw. You know, we like to talk about the sports world because stuff gets crazy, man. We had mass shootings over holidays and, you know, rewriting the national anthems and, you know, cocaine at the White House and all kind of other stuff. So, you know, we're going to start with something pretty simple, easy, lighthearted. Basketball, like we've been talking about the last few weeks. That's right. But no, seriously, basketball off season is over. And this headline caught my attention personally. Dillon Brooks. Now y'all know we went in on Dillon Brooks a few episodes ago. All right, we went in on him. Not that he's a bad player or anything like that, but you know, just for I guess his attitude and his poking the bear statement, and then the Lakers putting 40 on the team's head. Like, yeah, so we gave him the blues a little bit.
Yeah.
We did. But he got the last laugh because this nizzle done signed a 4-year, $80 million contract with the Houston Rockets. Man, listen.
Mm-hmm.
Look, round of applause for you, my friend. Look, what y'all think about that, man? Is it worth y'all think it's worth the $80 million?
I mean, the NBA salary caps go up every year, man. So they got to spend it somewhere. He's controversial. Unfortunately, Houston's team right now is a bunch of just players. So they had to spend it somewhere. He could sell tickets because people want to see him fail. I'm not a big fan of him. Had to go somewhere, man.
How you think he's going to do? You think he's going to be better? Think he's going to be about the same? Think he's going to be inconsequential?
I think he'll be inconsequential. They got a lot of young dudes down there that have better scoring ability than him. I think his offensive input will go down a lot.
Did he have a lot of offensive input?
No. So even that's going to go down.
That's what I'm saying. Like he wasn't exactly giving you 25 a night.
Right.
I think even his.
I think it's like Steve says, man. No, I was just going to say, I think it's like Steve says. I mean, the salaries go up, every year, and he's probably going to put some butts in seats because of his mouth and because of I don't know. He
has a name.
I guess
he has a name now.
He's probably more of an entertainer now. He's going to bring some people to the stands. Is he going to make that big of a difference that the team's going to go all the way or something like that? No. So
yeah.
It almost and I love Washington, but it almost seemed like a Washington move when Dan Snyder was at the helm.
Mm-hmm. Get the names, get the seats, so you stop making the profit. The NBA season is so long though. Like it's not like the NFL. You can do that. You got 8 home games basically, like minimum. You got 8 home games.
Mm-hmm.
Basketball, you got 42. 41, sorry, 41, right? And so people will get wind that this team ain't going nowhere by the time you get to about the 15th home game.
And Summer League has already started.
Yeah.
It's a long season, man.
Yeah.
Basketball is a grind. And so, again, I'm not knocking him. What I'm saying is his stats, his best season since 2017, his best season, he averaged 18-3.
Okay.
Right? So 18-3. So he did have 1.1 steal. He only played 32. That's the other thing. The 18-3 season, he only played 32 games. He hasn't played a full 82 game season since 2017. Right? He played 18 in 2018, 73, then 67, and 32, and then 73 this past season. Right? So 4 years, 80 million. Based on that track record, again, I'm not knocking him, but I'm just saying, based on that track record, I kind of feel like that's overpaying a bit, personally. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like you said, he's a name. So
he's a name. Everybody gets paid. I remember when Milwaukee paid Dellavedova. Remember?
Yeah.
He got that contract. I said, "Oh, everybody gets paid in the NBA. Everybody gets paid."
Yeah. Production be damned.
It's entertainment business, baby.
Yeah.
Facts.
Sports entertainment, man. They took a cue from Vince McMahon, I guess. Not a bad idea. All right. Next thing, sticking in the sports world, ESPN is firing everybody. Okay, not really. All right. So as the story goes, I believe Disney is laying off like 30,000 people. Wow. And of course, ESPN and ABC are owned by Disney.
Mm-hmm.
So that's part of that. So this was Disney's call. All right. So more than likely, this was Disney's call. And I tell you, they got rid of everybody. Not really, literally, but I mean, Neil Everett, he's been on SportsCenter since we were kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Susie Colbert.
Susie Colbert. My goodness, I'm used to hearing her voice during countdown, NFL countdown.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be almost like if they got rid of Chris Berman or something like that. Like, what do you mean? Right. And I'd probably say so far the biggest name was Max Kellerman.
Yeah.
And that's a bit of a surprise. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and mind you, he's a boxing. He still is employed by Showtime. He's a boxing specialist or guru. Yeah. And the thing is, ESPN, man, they paid those people well. So I think it really just came down to salaries. That's why you have some of the other names staying. They're not really getting paid the major money that you had to pay Susie Colbert. We're talking about people who've been in the network for decades. It's business, man. Apparently, something in the books were like, "Hey, we need to make some changes." So
it was
Steve Young,
Disney losing all this money on them bullshit movies they've been making. That's probably what it is. All these bullshit woke movies they've been making, losing money on all of them. That's probably what made them have to make them cuts. But yeah, you're right. Steve Young got cut too. Yeah, I forgot about
that. A lot of their Disney Plus has a lot of series, man. A lot of originals. They have a lot of animated shorts. They have tons of brand new original content that they're putting up there. And it's like, it's only with so much money to go around, to be completely honest. Man, shoot. Hopefully Little Mermaid didn't have anything to do with that. They said that didn't perform well at the box office, right?
Not.
Did y'all see it?
Not overseas. Not overseas. It did.
Nah, I didn't see it.
It did pretty well domestic, but not overseas. It got crushed overseas. So I didn't see it yet either. I heard some good things about it. I actually, from many people who I expected to blast the movie, I actually heard it wasn't a bad movie. It was a little silly, and as these live action remakes tend to be, but not that it was bad. So I'll say that I didn't hear that it was bad, but I haven't seen it myself yet.
Man, I'm looking at the numbers now. The budget was $250. Yeah. Worldwide box office 520 something, 529. That's a failure for Disney.
Yeah,
that's a big failure for Disney. Man.
Yeah, they barely broke. I mean, they did more than break even, and most of that 500 million, most of that is domestic. I think like 300 million of that was domestic.
Right. Well, so Disney
got crushed overseas.
Man, if they don't profit $1 billion, if they don't profit at least $800 million, they look at it as like, we did okay.
Yeah. We talking about Disney money. Yeah, Disney money need to see billions. I mean, they had movies that were way less anticipated, that had way less conversation around it, that grossed $1 billion. So,
yeah, they should be cutting Wesley Snipes a check too.
Yeah. How about that, right? Oh man! All right. So yeah, so Disney losing money, they firing everybody at ESPN, and then last but not least, there's another interesting fact or topic rather that I found over the week that didn't quite make it, and that is that apparently Donald Trump once claimed that he was the least racist president in U.S. history. And it turns out that we found out over the last week that he actually is the only U.S. president in history who is not related to or linked to or has an ancestral tie to a slave owner. The only one. Very, very interesting. Now, I would tell y'all, because this isn't a really big, it's not a big deal, but I do think it's interesting from people who, you know, made Donald Trump to suddenly become a racist or to suddenly be a racist around 2015, because he wasn't a racist before that. But suddenly around 2015, he became such a racist. And it is kind of ironic that everybody, all the people that they support and so on and so forth, actually all have ties to slave ownership. It's pretty funny to me. What y'all think?
I'll just say this. Just because you don't have ties to being a slave owner doesn't not make you a racist. How about that? Not saying that he is or isn't. I'm just saying just because you ain't owned slaves doesn't make you not a racist.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
That's what I'll say to that.
I agree. And of course, in true Trump fashion, he definitely likes to point, want to point that out there, and really he can,
as he should.
And it's factual. If it's factual, it's factual.
If it's factual, it's factual. I'm the least racist because, well, I don't know if he said that or not, but
he didn't say because. He said that years ago. It turns out that the people who were trying to accuse him of being such a huge racist went back ancestrally to find the racism so they could use that as their talking point, and it turns out he's the only one that wasn't. That's why I think it's funny.
The only one that doesn't have it in his ancestral background.
That is funny.
Yeah. I said it before, I say it again. Donald Trump wasn't a racist until 2015.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, he's been accused multiple times, but he's also said it multiple times that he's the least racist. Even though I'm pretty sure if we go back, we could find something about a case against him with some type of housing situation against Black and Latinos. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think I think what Trey's trying to say is like it's true, because think about it. Back in the day, if you had money, you lived in New York, you wanted to spot the Trump. People wanted to hang out with him until he started really putting himself out there.
He decided to run for president.
Yeah.
So he decided he was running for president as a Republican.
Here's what I'll say about him. Right, my man sees green.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he sees. He sees green.
Yep.
That's what I can say about him.
Look, all I say is anybody that said he was a racist, I would submit to them. Prove it. Bring your evidence. If you have evidence of him being a racist, I'm willing to listen to that. But nobody so far has been able to present evidence of him being a racist. So, because facts matter. And with that said,
he's got some great lawyers on. Too.
You said what?
I said he's got some great lawyers.
Hey, good money can buy you that. I will say this. He's definitely less racist than our current president. And there is historical evidence from his own words on that. Remember, Joe Biden was friends and mentored. He was mentored by Robert Byrd, who was a Grand Master, KKK Grand Wizard. Just keep that in mind. Joe Biden did the eulogy at his funeral. Keep that in mind. All right.
Trey popping my head with facts.
I'm saying. If today in 2020, if I was a racist or if I was a Klansman or something like that, I wouldn't go out overtly saying I don't like black people. I'd pretend to be their friend and let them off each other. Anyway, but that's a topic for another time.
I was getting ready to say, because that could go deep, man. Because, you know, if you're a true racist, who would really show their card? You know, who? Or I'll put it to you, or I would put it to you this way: just the plain definition, it being, you know, just racism. I mean, you know, it can go into different topics as far as like structural racism or systematic racism or different, you know, it's like if I really, that goes down. No, we're not going there. That's going to be on another episode.
That'll be on another episode.
That's going to be on another episode.
Because we're going to be here all night. And I promise you it will be on another episode. All right. We are going to come back to that. All right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put a note. I'm gonna put a note in my my whiteboard while this next one's playing. Okay, moving on to an oldie but a goodie, our favorite and yours, fair or foul. Okay, so we got a few things to talk about tonight. We are gonna talk about how apparently in a relationship, head is an option, or maybe not. Who knows? We're going to talk about that. We're going to see if that's fair or foul. We're going to talk about whether or not men are going to be ruled by women or by the woman that they chose more specifically. We also will talk about whether or not ladies should shoot their shot. If they're interested in a man or if they think a man might be interested in them, should they shoot their shot? DJ Envy and his wife got into that. We'll talk a little bit about that. We also, yes, speaking of everything that people have been talking about, we're going to give our take on this Keke Palmer situation because there's some layers to that as well. But first and foremost, we're going to start out with an interesting subject, and that is apparently nothing will stop a man from being with the woman that he wants to be with. Nothing. Not kids, not marriage, not distance. Nothing. Get your glasses ready for this one, y'all.
Nothing will stop a man from being with the woman he wants to. His own wife ain't gonna stop him from being with the woman he want to be with.
That's real.
A man will leave his whole family to go be with the woman he really want to be with. So all them excuses he making, it's just excuses. He, like she said, he don't want a relationship with you because I am a man. Nothing will stop a man from being with the woman he wants to be with, not even his kids and his wife.
Well, hope y'all took y'all shot on that one because I sure enough had to. Fair or foul, nothing will stop a man from being with the woman he wants to be with.
That's foul. People don't have to speak for all mankind, for all males. Like anything else, it depends on the person, depends on the guy, depends on if he's tempted, depends on a lot of different things. So to say that, you know, he'll leave his wife, I mean, yeah, the wrong kind of guy would. Or the right kind of guy may know what he has at home and may not be like that. Now, if we're talking about two single people, yeah, a man's going to show effort. But I think it gets a little deeper than that if we're talking in this instance, because I mean, if she don't want to be with him, then no matter what he wants, you know.
True. What you think, LB?
This is fair or foul, right? Not true or false. because I would say false. There are plenty of things that will stop a man. Look, listen. So LB is right, man. It really depends on the man that you're dealing with. Because in a sense, I hear what he's saying. Nothing will stop a man from being with a woman he wants to be with. Well, if what why did you get married if that's not your wife? Number one. Because in saying that, I'm like, all right, true. Like nothing's going to stop a man from being with the woman he wants to be with. You know what I'm saying? He's going to fight for her. You know what I'm saying? But the way that he's putting it, I mean, it was definitely foul. And then it's like, whoa, like what? Hold on, bro. Come on, like, if you were, ain't shit dude, I'm gonna say ain't shit dude because that's what popped in my head, right? Then yeah, you're gonna do that. You're gonna do the stupid stuff. You're gonna go outside your household and whatnot. You have no self-control. You have no morals, no values. Why did you even get married? Why did I get married? It's like, come on, like,
yeah.
Why are you with that person? Just be single and do the single life.
And even from a single standpoint, Joe Schmo could want to be with Meghan Markle so bad, man. There are layers. There are layers as to why that can't happen. You know what I'm saying? It's more than just want. It's like, okay, let's be realistic about why you want, and there are obstacles. There can be other obstacles.
You can want to be with a Beyonce all you want, or you can even want to be with a Michelle Obama. You definitely listen.
I think nothing's gonna stop you. Think nothing's gonna stop you.
Many things will indeed stop you.
That's false. That's foul. We gotta have a true or false segment.
Right.
After that one.
Breath in your lungs will stop you. You try one of those. Because there'll be none.
Hey, that said, look who done pulled up in the middle of this fair or foul. My guy, he done came back through. He's in the car. He's on his way.
Go ahead, keep yourself on mute so we can take shots.
Right. Yeah, great.
What y'all on here capping about?
So here we go. Whether or not
obey traffic laws
is going to keep.
Hey, obey traffic laws, okay?
Yeah.
Listen, we're gonna obey. We're gonna obey some laws.
She sounds nice. Is she international?
She got her legs and thighs and things out. Okay. She got her legs and thighs and things out.
Almost like Keke Palmer. All right. We're going to get to that later. But yeah, the fair or foul for this one right now is whether or not a dude will let anything stop him from being with the woman he wants to be with. In other words, nothing will stop that man from being with the woman he wants to be with, not even his wife.
Oh, wait. I thought you were going to say kidnapping.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm gonna say go ahead, Kevin. No, jump in.
That's wow. Okay. So I'm guessing a man, wanted to be with a woman, but he was held up by another woman that he was like kind of married to.
No. According to this guy, nothing will stop a man from being with a woman he wants to be with. Fair or foul?
Nothing.
That's foul. That's foul. Because again, I think several charges will keep you from being with the woman you love.
That part. Yeah.
And and if you ain't got no arms, how you gonna hold her?
Armed security. You can stop you.
Somebody, he's had a gummy. Somebody stop him.
If she ain't got no legs, how he gonna kick it with her?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, these are all real talk, spoken facts, though.
Oh man,
it's all facts. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm going foul. That's foul as hell. And it was said earlier. I'm gonna just reiterate it. How are you not the one that he wants to be with if you're his wife?
Mm-hmm.
What? I fault both people. I fault all parties involved if that's the case, man. What do you mean? That should absolutely be the one that you want to be with if you go and, put a ring on it and be with her forever. What? That's the whole point of getting married.
And the messed up part about it is people get married for the wrong reasons nowadays.
That's facts.
So I mean, I just want to say, people get married for different reasons, and I just leave it at. I'm not justifying any of it at all. It's just like, it's common for men and women to not, desire to be on the same page in X, Y, Z as their spouse. Of course, you should know that before you tie the knot. But a lot of
that's
people
what I'm saying. That shouldn't be common. I don't think.
It should not be. No.
It is, but it shouldn't be. But as we've said before, when purpose is not known, misuse is inevitable. So, we don't know the purpose of marriage. We don't know the purpose of dating. You don't know the purpose of sex, for that matter, right? And then you're bound to misuse it.
Mm-hmm.
You're bound to. So yeah, this guy's all the way foul. It's not even close.
Yeah.
Thumbs all the way down.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to this next one. DJ Envy and his wife got into a very interesting conversation here. Let's talk about it.
I'm not going to be, buying you gifts. I'm not going to be taking you out to dinner. Not to say if I'm out and I see something cute for you, yes, if it comes from the heart, but I'm not going to be doing that to get you to like me.
That's why a lot of women are single right there. They see something they want, they see something they like, they better go see what's going on with that thing that they like or see, because they're not going to see it again. If you see something you like, you go approach that man. Hey, how you doing? My name is so-and-so. What's your name? I think you're handsome. Why don't we go out and get something? There's nothing wrong with that.
But if he thought that you were cute, he would have kicked it to
you. He might be shy.
Well, then that's not that masculine
energy
that I'm looking
man
for.
either, though.
Jesus.
Exactly. That's not that masculine
man.
energy. If I'm in your space and you see me, you notice me, and I throw you a little flirt like Claudia said that she did. Listen, here's the alley-oop. All you need to do is dunk. I'm here. If you don't kick it to me, you don't look in my direction, I'm like, oh,
not every
you
man
must
can
not
dunk.
Be interested.
Not every man can dunk.
DJ Envy sounding real light skinned out here.
Hey, look at the comment though.
He's sounding real light skinned out here.
No. Man, okay.
Oh man.
Nah, man. Look.
So okay. So hold on. So let me recap for Kev real quick, because you can see and watch at the same time. All right. So this DJ Envy and his wife they were basically talking about whether or not a woman should shoot her shot at a man, and his wife was basically saying, "Nah, I'm not about to be." Buying you stuff and doing all these things for you, basically the things that traditionally men would do for women to show them that we're interested. She said basically she ain't doing none of that. And DJ Envy's retort was basically, that's why a lot of y'all are single, right? Because some dudes might be shy, some dudes might not be ready to shoot their shot. And his wife retorted to that, well, that's not the kind of energy that I want. I think that's a pretty good summary. Did I miss anything?
No, you got it.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Cool.
That's
wild. Go ahead, LB. Go in.
So, context to their marriage. I used to be a big fan of the Breakfast Club. So, Envy had plentiful affairs on his wife. Okay. He allows his wife to go on month-long momcations, girls trip, whatever. So just some context as to who really wears the pants in that situation. So, you can hear the hurt in her voice. She's very serious. It's her way of battling really anything he has to say, and he has no choice but to take it because I guess how he did her, and she has him, he begged her, blah blah blah. So for the topic at hand, that's just some context as to their marriage and all that. The topic at hand, I mean, I think men like being approached. It's nothing wrong with women shooting a shot, in my opinion. It's very common in the South. At least it used to be, from my experience. Hey man, if there's interest, show it. Male or female, you know what I'm saying? Male go after the female, female go after the male. If you like them, shoot your shot. It can go both ways.
And I would say, like because they talked about, I guess, buying things and all of that. Like none of that's necessary to shoot your shot. Shooting your shot is, hey, how you doing? Can I get your number? Can I call you sometime? So like that, I think it's plenty fair, and even for a woman, like there's one video that's been going viral lately is like about how, like what's the like the easiest way a woman bagged you. And you had all these men tell stories like, about being in a grocery store and, a woman was just like, you look like fresh produce. And that's all it takes. So like shooting your shot doesn't have to be something like, hyper aggressive or whatever the case may be. Like it doesn't take long. Just let me know that you're interested and I can take it from there.
Mm-hmm. So that sounds like what Envy's wife was saying. Like women will give you signs, and then it's up to the man to take that alley-oop and slam it home. And Envy was talking about what if he can't dunk?
That's what I'm saying. What if he got no hops?
Look,
and that's on him.
Here's what I'll say though. Especially in today's society, right? Community. I agree with Steve. It can go both ways. I believe, hey, if you want something, you're gonna go for it, and that's on both sides. So I think that even a woman giving signs is still her shooting her shot. It's still like, hey, approach and strike a conversation and see what that leads. But this whole buying stuff and it doesn't take a monetary thing. Like, no, don't you're gonna take them to the mall and buy them stuff, and this is like your first time meeting, second time meeting. No, that's not it. But when it comes to shooting the shot, I think it's on both parties. If you feel like that's the one, if you feel like, hey, that's somebody of interest to you, you better shoot your shot. You better shoot your shot. There's an NBA and a WNBA. Shoot your shot,
man. You hear when they say signs, but then we're known to be the non-effective communicators. I find that kind of ironic.
Let's get into it.
I find that kind of ironic. If you ask most women, they may say that they communicate better than their spouse or partner, but yet, we're the one that have to see the signs, interpret. We're more literal. We say it more. But that's a whole different topic.
It's a lie that women are better communicators than men. That's not true, because a big part of communication is that you have to listen, and women don't listen. Because we've been communicating to y'all for a long time. We've been telling you straight up what it is for a long time. And like all three of them said, there's nothing wrong with you letting a man know that you're interested. Right? Now, I don't think that you need to be taking them to the mall on shopping sprees and, to show that you care. I mean, if you want to do that, go for it. But, I'd imagine most men don't really care much about that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying you got to do all those things, but I mean, what's wrong with letting a brother know that you
right?
You think you think he cute?
Hey, Alicia Keys did it.
What's up with him?
And you don't know my name. Remember that?
I thought you was talking about because she is a home wrecker. But go ahead.
She is a home wrecker. I mean,
listen, I don't know about that. I'm talking about the end of the song. I'm talking about her shooting shot most death.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't know that's the direction we was going.
You're right though.
And like, and the part that I be hating, because like it'll typically be a guy who sees a group of girls, and chances are, at least, if it's a group of four, at least two of them are attractive. So like, you don't want to shoot your shot at the wrong person. So like, you may make conversation with the group just to kind of take temperature. Like, the interested person should then make themselves a little more, like, present.
It should be known.
To,
It should be known.
Because next thing you know, I done bagged the wrong one, and my tires are slashed.
Yeah, man. Like I said, women in the South do it, man. I got approached at the Cowboys game last fall. Yeah, she shot a shot. I turned it down. I was married, obviously, but I was like, I appreciate that, Kurt. That would never happen on the East Coast up north.
That's true. Well, relatively true. I mean, I've had shots shot at me, but every now and then. Yeah, but
doing that.
Let's just say it could happen anywhere. All right, it could happen anywhere. Let's just say that it can happen anywhere.
There's nothing wrong with that. So there's nothing wrong with this. There's nothing wrong with letting the brother know that there ain't nothing wrong with letting the brother know that you like corn on the cob. All right. Anyway. Okay. All right. We're leaving it there. You know what I'm saying? All right. Anyway, after you've shot your shot, or he shot his shot, or whatever the case may be, this is a pretty interesting one. And this is about, in a sense, about control. Back to Steve, what you were talking about with, who wears the pants in the house. So it's kind of along those lines. Let's take a look and, see what they got to say here.
I had an older lady tell me, she's, I think, just past 40, and her husband, I think, is like in his late 30s, like so maybe like 41 and 39. They've been married for a while. I was talking with her about some problems we were having in our marriage, and she said, Joyce, what it sounds like to me is that your issue is that you are married to a real man. And a real man is not going to be ruled by a woman. And that hit me like a ton of bricks, and it immediately came to my mind when I was reading this excerpt. When she says, don't go down the path of expressing criticism, disapproval, and an ultimate lack of acceptance for your husband because it may cause rebellion, she's telling the truth. A real man is not going to allow himself to be a pushover to the woman he has chosen.
So basically, the fair or foul on that one is a man going to allow him, fair or foul, a man will not allow himself to be controlled. A real man will not allow himself to be controlled and or ruled by his woman, by the woman that he chose more specifically.
Yeah, obviously I'm going to say fair that he will not be. Now, cooperation can come off as, being soft. There are sort of ways that a guy can be controlled without him knowing that overtly, right?
Yeah, manipulation.
But once he's woken up to it, it's like, you know what? I see what's going on now, and if there can't be an adjustment, I really ain't gonna let that happen, man. I ain't gonna let that happen.
Yeah, I say that's a fair statement because the key words that stuck out to me was ruled and controlled. So we can't confuse that with submission or like LB said, cooperation or compromise or, just being in the household, period. Allowing, the house to be, ran by, hey, this is your space. You can decorate. You can do all of this. You can do that. Hey, but she still runs it by me. you know. And then we like my wife and I are now, we're on the level where like she legit knows me or knows like some of the things that, you know, how I think or what I'm already say yes to. So when it comes to those little things, you know, it's like she'll still bring it up, and then I'm like, all right, let's do it. And she's like, great, because I already da 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 da. And I'm like, you know, that's good to me. She knows me. She knows I do still have certain procrastination bones in my body, you know, where it might take me a minute, but I'm still going to think about it. I'm still going to come to that same conclusion. But, you know what I'm saying? That's not her controlling me or ruling over me. So, I mean, you know,
That's
like I
her knowing
said,
what she married.
that's, I mean, pretty much, you know, that's that that's that getting to know each other. That's that compromise and you know, knowing each other, you know.
Yeah.
Rule is associated with dictatorship, and marriages and relationships are about partnership. So no man is going to be ruled. Oh, captain, my captain.
That's wild. You said that, and then he posted that like right behind you. Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
That's absolutely correct. That's absolutely
Look at that.
correct.
Look at that. Another frat, bro.
What up,
Oh,
frat? Fully up. Um, yeah, no, that's 1000% correct. Like, no, you look, relationships, partnerships, communication. Everybody got to be involved. Everybody got to know what's going on. We got to be on the same page, right? It doesn't really matter if it's, you know, the man communicating or the woman communicating. Both of them got to communicate. But again, as it was said earlier, just because you talking more doesn't mean you're communicating, right? And so to this point, and to y'all's point, that is absolutely a fair statement. We're not, look, you can't halfway communicate stuff, expect us to just know this. And I'm speaking from experience, you know, not with my wife, thank God, but
Oh,
you know,
no, everybody,
speaking from
man.
experience. Yeah, man, you can't say say things halfway and expect me to just interpret it and just
If
know
you,
what
but
you
if you
mean
knew me,
by that.
if you paid attention to me, then you would know what I meant. I know every brother up on this has heard that
What?
before in their life.
What? Man, look, just tell me what it is, yo. Be honest, be straight up. Right? Men are very direct. We don't need all this extra stuff. And so with all the dictatorship thing, what that tells me from the young lady that was talking, what it tells me is was having she was having problems with her husband, but it sounds more like she was causing the problem with her husband because she was trying to make him do what she wanted him to do, as opposed to them working together to do what's better for them, what's better for the household, the group, right? That's what that kind of tells me. She had to be put on notice that no, you can't control your man. Your man is not going to allow you to control him. And that's because the manipulation only goes but so far, right? It only goes but so far. And at some point, we're going to figure out that we're being manipulated and we're not
Bounce.
going to, you know, and then that's probably a circumstance where even our wives wouldn't keep us from being with the woman that we want to be with because we want to be with a woman that's softer than you, that's quieter than you, that's more respectful than you.
And that's the thing. Men are gonna go to where they're receiving what they want. So like they're gonna go where they get respect. Could be at a sports bar. They
Yep.
respect me, my opinion on this sports team. You know,
Yep.
it could be he could work harder at work. My colleagues, my coworkers, they respect me and my skills, and they're gonna go to where they receive what they want, man.
Yep. Yep. You wonder sometimes why men spend all this time at work is because they get not always, but a lot of times it's because they get more, they feel most respect
Yeah.
at work. They feel mostly respected in the office where, you know, they got a leadership position, a manager, or, you know, sales team leader or something like that, whatever, you know, principal, assistant principal, teacher, whatever, you know, you got the
Or it's
respect
just
of all your colleagues.
Or it's just less disrespect.
Or just less disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
You know, ladies, you can't give me more headaches than head. Okay, all right. I've been saying this for many, many years. All right,
Sound like a
we
man
don't wanna-
law.
that is a man law. All right, you can't do men. Do not stay in toxic relationships where your woman gives you more headaches than she gives you head. Do not do it. Do not trust her. Okay, anyway. Let me know in the comments if you know what that movie's from. That reference is from. All right. Speaking of more head and less headaches, here we go.
Said you suck dick when you feel like it. That's what you said, right? And that is I want to say a part of that is because of your age for you to make a statement like that, because you are younger than everybody here, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm gonna let you have your moment. But to actually think that you to think you got it going on that much that you can suck dick when you feel like it is, it's I don't know, like it makes me laugh only because like. The moment that we start taking our partners for granted, or the moment that we start thinking that I'm like it's a blessing for them to have us, that's when you lose them. Yeah. And this is coming from a man. Like it's always gonna be somebody younger, prettier, tighter, pussy, fatter, nicer titties, purer skin. But you better fucking know it.
First, okay. If you have established sex in your relationship, okay, all right, you're gonna act like you married and establish sex in your relationship. Well, guess what? You got to get down with the get down. That's just what it is. You got to get down with the get down. You've established that this is what you're going to do. What you can't do is stay in a relationship with that guy and be doing less, again, giving more headaches than head. All right. That's all I got to say about that. Fellas, what y'all think?
Listen, if that, obviously, like you said, if the expectation has been set, the standard has been set, then you're expected to keep it. You take that away and make it seem like it's a treat or a reward or a chore. I'm just gonna say it's competitive out here, and it's gonna be never trouble for her.
Yep.
Yeah, and guys sometimes too, but it's competitive.
Some guys sometimes too.
It's competitive. There's women out here who you know won't have a problem with that kind of thing. It's competitive. Keep the game up, ladies. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. Like, so one of the things he said was, you know, I think you touched on the LB. You know, it's a treat, or it's you know, I'm the ish. You know, like you putting your own self on a pedestal. I mean, it's great. It's great to have confidence. It's super great to have confidence and all of that. But you know, like you were saying, Trey, LB, you know, if this is the expectation you set, if this is what y'all both agreed on, like, you know, you gotta keep it there. Because you know, once you start trying to use that as a weapon, oh man, you know, listen, guys are simple, logical thinkers. Like, oh, no more of this. Okay, that means my focus is now elsewhere. Like, because that's not what I signed up for.
That's a non-negotiable for every man. I can speak for the male gender when I say that. That is a non-negotiable for every single man alive.
Especially if you've established that you're okay with that. You know, like listen, there are some people who are like, nah, I'm legit gonna wait till I'm married. And I'm not mad at I ain't mad at nobody that decides to do that. That's fine, right? But if you've established in your relationship that, you know, we do this, right? We you know, we does this, then do it, damn it. What? That's that like he said, that's a surefire way to lose your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, right? That's a good way to lose them. That's a good way to get them to check out, mentally check out. They're gone. You know what I'm saying? Like no dude, Steve. To your point, no man is gonna suffer from DDS all day life. All right, that's dry dick syndrome.
And
Okay?
and don't be trying to pull this born again celibate stuff out here. All right, don't be trying to don't try that. You know, I know I've heard situations where guy waited entire time, got with her, she's a nightmare, box is trashed. Real, this is a true story. This is a true story. Amazing guy too. Yeah, that's a whole different conversation right there, man.
Doesn't it suck when you wait and then the box is trash?
Right. And you're faithful. You're a faithful dude. Woo. Tell you, man, it's treacherous out here.
It's wild out here, man. But to your point, so you're saying basically, Steve, you got somebody. In this case, this was somebody, hypothetically speaking, this was somebody who established sex in their relationship, and midway, somebody at some point into the relationship decided that they were now going to be celibate.
No. This was her from the beginning.
Okay.
With him, but I mean, you hear about it all the time, like, you know, and unfortunately, it's some you know, divorcees and baby moms out here who decide that, well, with you, you know, cutting it all out and stuff. And it's just like, you got no dating market, man. You should be getting. You might consider giving that on the way to him, just to keep him around.
I was getting ready to say he was talking about the ones that's got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids, and then decides that they want to be, you know, born again, celibate, you know.
And that's crazy. That's insanity right there. We already know. Look, people have been in there and come out of there. So,
yeah,
you know, like
it's kind of insulting. It's like, dang, not me, but like, dang, I gotta be the guy that. What do you think of me if I'm less than them? You know, it's treacherous out here, man.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought. I think if you really truly are like, nah, I'm legit, I'm waiting for my husband, like not just, oh no, I'm celibate right now, because there's a difference. There's a difference. I've heard that. Oh no, I'm celibate. I'm celibate for right now. I'm celibate for the time being. Basically, you celibate until you know you're horny enough, and then you know you calling somebody. Let's just call it what it is, right? But I'm saying if you legitimately are like, okay, I'm saving what's left of my used up box for my husband, and give it some time to repair and close back up a little bit, right? You know, do some Kegels for a while, and that's what you're gonna do, then cool. I don't have a problem with that personally.
Unless
if you really are legitimately waiting for marriage.
Unless you're a single mom or a divorcee, you shouldn't be trying to pull that. You shouldn't be trying to pull that.
I feel that. I feel that. We already know what time it is. Did we lose Kev? We lost Kev. Okay. All right. Kev, do your thing, bro. We know he's doing this thing over at the Morgan State University, so it's all good. No worries. But yeah, now, fellas, y'all right. Okay. It's the moment we've all been waiting for.
Oh my God.
This is it. Took the fucking internet by storm. Here we go. No introduction needed.
Do you love me?
Yeah, so this whole thing is wild. Um, but basically, Keke Palmer attended Usher's concert. Usher has his residency in Vegas, and we've seen tons of videos where Usher will find a female celebrity and sing upon them. And I mean, has been doing it even before the residency. He's been doing that as a part of his show. So Keke Palmer she had to like sheer cover over the bodysuit, and that since the birth of the baby, the body's been bodying. So Usher came over, sang with her, danced with her, and her baby father, because it's not her husband, took offense to it, and trigger fingers turned to Twitter fingers, and she's never been a fan of like public stuff, so the like internet did its thing and chopped old boy up. Found all of like past tweets where he talked about like domestic violence victims and police brutality that was a little wild, like just a lot of different things. They found all his receipts, and yeah, the internet was a bit ruthless.
I just want to know, like, what possessed him to jump out there and to say something in the first place? Was that jealousy, or was that like, come on, like really? Are you trying to stay relevant or something, or like?
He's an idiot. The craziest part is like maybe like a week or two ago, he interviewed her, and that literal putting business out on the internet was a part of that interview. So like that thing should be fresh on his mind.
But look. Number one, if he had an issue, it obviously could have been taken care of privately or addressed privately. Number two, she's an entertainer. She's literally an entertainer. That's what she does. She's not out here taking auditions saying, "Oh, I can't kiss him because my baby daddy might not." Like, she's never gonna say that. I'm sure she never has. Number three, look at the demographic that killed him online. That is her target fan base. Now she has to react to uphold her image and her brand. So she probably gonna leave dude. If she don't, it's gonna hurt her brand because of the big reaction they got online, or the support she got, and for her to stay with dude. And I'm not trying to say they should break up a happy home, but she's gonna look crazy to her fans.
Didn't she already like come out and say something about that? Lindsay, like she come out in support of him or something like that?
Did she?
No, she hasn't. She's not really addressed it at all. She just has been like very subliminal. Well, one, they both unfollowed each other on social media. Social media picks up on those kinds of things. But she dropped a T-shirt and a hoodie that was like, "I'm a mama," and Stevie Wonder to the bullshit. Like she just dropped T-shirts and hoodies with those slogans on them. So like she's addressing it without directly addressing it.
Listen, she's gonna have to break up with him. She's gonna have to.
Oh, for sure.
If she doesn't, that's gonna damage her brand. That's the money maker for her, man.
Is it though? Let's just say they let this blow over, and she doesn't really address it. She keeps it, how she's been handling it so far. And a week from now, something else is gonna happen, and then they keep their relationship quiet again. I mean, he's gonna have to make up for that because, like, what the hell were you thinking? Like, come on. First of all, it's Usher. Like, isn't Usher already that? I'm pretty sure Usher has something going on that he's not gonna mess up. Like, that's the nature of the beast when you're in entertainment. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's the nature of the beast. She's gonna have more roles coming up in movies that I'm pretty sure is gonna be way more connection and things going on than what happened there. Like, and it was more so of what she was wearing while being sung to by Usher.
Right.
The whole thing is wild to me, screams insecurity. But I think that listen, in this day and age where everything's so fast and something else is going to take their attention, this whole thing could blow over if she keeps handling it the right way and if she still wants to be with this guy.
True.
I don't think it would hurt her brand if, again, she keeps handling it the way she does and they keep what they're doing, private. Because I don't know the level of the relationship. Maybe they started to progress some things and that's why he got mad. Maybe one of his boys was in his ear and that's why he popped off. He was drinking. Who? I don't know. At any rate, it was, on one hand, it could be dumb. On the other hand, again, all publicity is what? Good publicity, I guess. Right? Helps you stay relevant.
He's done for. Mark my words.
And that would be a terrible move, in my opinion, if she did.
Absolutely.
She's a mom. She's a mother. Before she's an entertainer, now, before she's an entertainer, she's a mother. Right? I don't think that this is something worth breaking up and, dipping off on the father of your child for. However, here's what I'll say. I think what he said was right. So let's start there. What he said was right. Okay? And even the Alton Sterling thing was a subjective opinion. So it is what it is. That's his opinion on that. But what he said, his sentiment for what he said was correct. It was accurate. That if you have standards and, if he plans on marrying this woman at a point, then yeah, he probably wouldn't want her out there in these streets with the ass out, in public and stuff like that. However, where he messed up, number two, because again, I'm sticking with the point that he was technically right, but his approach was wrong. And then the other side is he also, where is it? Yep. He also just recently put on his story a video of Keke Palmer twerking in like the little leopard suit, right? So while what he said was accurate, what he said was correct, what he said was legit, right? Standards, you're a mom, you should hold yourself to a higher standard, etc. He fucked up by one, putting it in public, and
hypocritical.
Doing the hypocritical thing just a couple of weeks before that. So now here's the thing: you could have did the hypocritical thing a couple weeks before that, and then addressed her in private. That hey, listen, we can't be doing that. You're somebody's mama. We can't be doing that. And then they would have had their little talk or whatever, and she would have told him he's full of shit because then why did you just post a video of me twerking? Blah blah blah, right? And it is what it is, but that conversation should have been held in private, and that's where he messed up.
That's weird that he would do that.
I mean, we light skinned, first of all, and second, no, I'm playing.
That's crazy though. Like you were just like, yo, I gotta just post this. Wow.
So
this
I mean, but that's how men are nowadays, though. That's more of a feminine thing to do, in my opinion. But that's more men are more feminine nowadays, in my opinion, than we ever have been.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In our attitudes and our expressions and our responses to things and our inability to control our emotions sometimes. Like, yeah, So I'm not surprised. He was still wrong. But I'm not surprised that he did that. Waffle colored decision. I'm saying, But didn't who the girl that threw the phone at Lil Uzi Vert for sitting next to the light skin chick? What's her name? Ice Spice.
Ice Spice, yeah.
Yeah, he was sitting next to Ice Spice. So Lord, what is
the Sweetie?
I don't know.
The Sweetie. One of the city.
Saweetie.
Sweaty.
Oh.
Sweaty
sweetie,
badge.
sweetie.
Sweetie.
Sweaty badge?
Sweaty badge.
So we.
All right. Well, anyway, I'm saying, they not married either. They not married either, and she went off on him for sitting next to her. She went off on him for sitting next to her, and these same women were saying, "Yeah, he should have known better." So he should have known better. They're not married. He should have known better than to sit next to this light skin joint. But she shouldn't have known better as a mom, let alone his baby mom, but as a mom to not walk out with your cheeks hanging out. And then also his baby mom.
I mean, as we know, she walk around the house like that. So I don't know about her being what her being mom has to do with anything, to be honest.
That's around the house. That's not outside.
But I mean, does it make her less?
She thought she might have been going swimming later or something,
But what's the mom connection then? He could say you're somebody's girlfriend, maybe, but like, the mom part nothing to do with anything.
I mean, so, okay, especially if you're in the entertainment limelight, right? Okay, you at some point, your kids are gonna see, or some other kids around your kids are gonna see your mama's ass all over the place. And let's be real, yo. Let's be real. When you was a kid, if you found out somebody mama had a premium OnlyFans or a premium Snapchat,
okay,
we not gonna sit here and pretend we not gonna go in on that person.
Yeah, man.
But that's a step further than just her outfit, though.
Yeah,
we probably, you know what I'm saying, like, really what she had on is what like most bathing suits look like now.
Exactly.
And if we,
you wear a bathing suit at a regular party, you wear it to a pool.
People do.
People do. I was getting ready to say most bathing suits. That's most outfits these days. That is most outfits. I told a frat brother of ours that I said expect these outfits to get more revealing before they get less revealing. Because that's the truth. That's where we're headed.
Yeah. And in 4 or 5 whatever years, Keke Palmer ain't gonna be on the front of no tabloid magazine. She ain't. Nah, it ain't like nah.
Yeah, she's a celebrity, but she's not staying in the hype celebrity.
She's not like that.
He mad
I'll
at
give y'all that.
Usher was sitting close to her. That's what he mad at. He was checking her out, and she was on stage. That's what he really was mad at.
That probably, to be fair, that probably is why he was mad, and I would imagine that the outfit also contributed to that. Right. On top of that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and that's why I'm saying he's not wrong for that. If you want to be respectable, if you're with somebody, you have a boyfriend or a fiance, you know what I'm saying? You're with your baby father, you were married or whatever. Yeah, you should. In my opinion, I think you should carry yourself more respectably and not like you're on the menu.
Yeah. And
so, like, even if that's a boyfriend, that's what I'm saying. Like, even if that is just a boyfriend or just a baby father or whatever, if they're together, then it is actually more respectable in general for her to not be walking around like she's on the menu. That looks like somebody that's on the menu. That don't look like somebody that's just trying to be cute.
Yeah.
So, okay, so my question for like that specific statement: if he was with her, would he have been mad at her outfit? Like, if she stepped out with him like that?
No.
Probably not, because he's there.
But I'm saying, like, but she wasn't jumping on Usher. Like, she wasn't going to cheat on him in front of.
He also ain't there though.
But I'm just saying, like, I'd be more worried if they showed her like that with some random person. But like I said, we've seen Usher do this in every one of his shows with female celebrities, married, single, baby moms, divorced, like literally every kind of female celebrity you can think of, he's pulled them up and done the exact same thing. So like, I can guarantee you Keke's baby father boyfriend saw videos of him doing that. I'm
saying he ain't said nothing about Usher.
because he's not. He's attacking the weaker of the two parts.
I don't think the issue was Usher. I
think he got a little.
This is funny because he home with the baby in her house, mad
in her house
on her Wi-Fi. Keke Network. Let me send this to Keke Network Wi-Fi. You're a wife. Come here, buddy. Like,
Here's somebody's mom. You see that? You see your mom's ass up there?
oh, he probably cried some sleeping in the bed that she bought.
Was definitely pissed. Was definitely like tweeting like a pissed off teenager.
Right. I'll show her.
That's what happens nowadays, man. I don't know what's gonna happen in their relationship, but if he's immature and insecure, as everybody's saying that he is, then she probably should have figured that out before he let him shoot the club up.
I'm not bringing her mail in today. How about that?
But I mean, people change. Like, people change after kids. People change after marriage. Like, that's a life-altering thing. So, I mean, as much as you can kind of talk about parenthood and what that looks like, and that you never really know what kind of things you feel until you feel them.
I feel that. All right, we'll leave it there. That's the end of the Keke Palmer saga. Enough is enough. Tired of niggas talking about that shit. All right.
She's coming to Howard.
Is she?
Yeah, they're doing empowerment seminar. Next week.
Hey. Adam 22er. Okay, anyway. I guess actually with shit like Adam 22 and that other purple-haired bitches who, let that dude flirt with his girl on camera and shit while he sat there and watched like a beta cup. Yeah, those two guys,
I'd be murdered.
Anyway, men are struggling, yo. That's why men are struggling. So let's talk a little bit about that. Cups in the air.
Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them, and nobody likes them. End quote.
I'll tell you why black men are out here and the suicide rates are through the roof. They tear us down when we don't communicate and express our thoughts and feelings and sentiments or our vulnerabilities. And then as soon as we talk and express our thoughts and vulnerabilities, we get our beat and get torn down for that too.
Young black men without fathers get into a lot more trouble. Right. A mother is different than a father. Right. A father will strike fear in your ass. A mother, you can argue with.
Story time. Over 30 years ago, during the height of mass incarceration, I was a third-year college student who got fucked up on bullshit and ended up doing a gang of time. One day when I first started doing my time, an old man walked me around the track. And he taught me a few things, and among the things he taught me was in the form of a question, and this is what he asked me. You know why these motherfuckers up in here like this here, don't you? I said, well, yeah, murder. And he said, no, murder might have been the charge, but that ain't the reason why they up in here.
I put my first brother in jail in 1994. He didn't mind going to jail. He would say, Judge, why are you bothering me? I can go to jail. Just go ahead and do it. I don't want to deal with your probation conditions and your anger management, and I'm not going to talk to the guy that I hit and resolve it so I can not go to jail. I'll just do the year.
I said, well, what's the reason? And he said, for having bitch-ass ways on the street. What? These big, swole, gang-banged out the game motherfuckers from every gang set in the state of California, what the fuck you mean by that? And then he said, let me explain. 90-something% of these dudes right here were raised by women. And as a result, they have female emotional tendencies. That don't make them gay, but it does make them dangerous. I said, what do you mean?
At a point, a boy, 13, 14 years old, Ma, I could take you. Nah, I got hair on my dick. Now, you can't take me. Those slaps don't work. Those belts don't hurt.
And he said, because when you combine male masculinity with female emotional tendencies, you'll kill a motherfucker over how you feel.
We used to pick cotton. Now we are the cotton. We are the product in the system, in the paid prisons that they make money off of. And they count on you guys not being able to handle your emotions. So you go. Not over millions of dollars, not over the health and welfare of your wife and children. Some words. Every brother I sent to prison didn't know what the fight was about. All he knew is how he felt about it.
But you don't never kill a man over how you feel, because tomorrow you're not gonna feel that way, but that motherfucker gonna be just as dead, and you're gonna be up in this camp looking at me.
I am my ego. I can't take that. I can't be disrespected.
That's why when you get mad, the first thing you have to do is calm down and be quiet. And whatever you have to do after that, you do that shit calmly and quietly or not at all.
When you grow up in the hood, we can all be gangster. I watch niggas do nigga shit my whole life. When you grow up in the bricks, you know what it is. I know niggas in Rikers serving life that I grew up with, that I used to play in the playgrounds with. I just chose not to go to that park with them. I went somewhere else. I chose to do other things. My mother was like, street lights come on, bring your black ass upstairs. My dad was like, I was more afraid of my dad's bell than anything. So that kept me out of trouble.
90-something% of these dudes right here were raised by women. And as a result, they have female emotional tendencies.
So that's the origin of buck breaking. They were doing these things right in front of their people, just like they're doing now. They're doing this with these black men in front of their fans, their family, everyone. This goes on in the subconscious mind, especially with children. Look how they come in the door, and then look how they leave the door. Look how they leave the room. You see what's going on? Y'all really gotta pay attention. And we can't just put the blame on the industry. Now these dudes have the sole decision to do this.
At that time, they would call black music race music when I sung rock and roll. I was on RCA Victor before Elvis Presley, but they wouldn't put me on RCA, they put me on Camden. So when I would wear makeup, they would let me sing for the white girls. When I put on eyelashes and all that, they would let me sing. But when I went as a straight dude, they wouldn't let me sing. They thought I wanted the girls. So if I came out a straight guy, they wouldn't let me sing. But when I came out with all the makeup on and all the eyelashes and all the hair, they said, Richard is a good boy. I never was a good man, but I was a good boy.
Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them, and nobody likes them. End quote.
But that's why these niggas is up in here. They not in here because they was in danger. They in here because they was in their fucking feelings. I'm telling you some good shit.
You have to look and say, who groomed them?
We're sick people. We're working for the future, because working for the present, we ain't making no progress.
All right, so let me just take a second real quick and remind you, if you have not already, to hit that like and subscribe for us real quick. Like this video, share the video, tell your friends about it. All right, if it gets a little long, download it, listen to it later, right? Follow us on Facebook, follow us here on YouTube, follow us on Twitter. All right. I'm gonna say it one more time later on. But so we got a trifecta of things there, fellas. You know, as it particularly pertains to black men, we have a little bit about depression. We have a little bit about the forced femininity that seems to be happening among black men or to black men. Some people liken it to buck breaking. Okay. And then we also have the revelation from that other brother about most of the guys being in there, most of the people, but particularly the men being in there because they acted, in his words, in a feminine way. They got feminine bitch ass tendencies in the street, and they let their feelings take over. They ended up shooting somebody because of their feelings, and tomorrow they don't feel them same feelings, but that guy's still just as dead, and they still just as on their way to jail. So we got a few things there to uncover and to unpack. Gentlemen, what say you?
Where do we start? Like, sheesh, man. Yeah. Where do we
Let's start at
start?
the beginning. Let's start at the beginning, right? So, one of the first things said was that one of the reasons black men are struggling with depression and suicide and things like that is because we find ourselves having fewer safe spaces and safe places to open up to, right?
And
I think that kind of leads to the other stuff. So let's start there.
So I know my thoughts on how I feel about depression, so I'm not going there. I think it comes down to boys being taught how to process emotion, feelings, hurt, the proper way, and they start early needs to be done by their father. Whether he's with the woman or not, the mother or not, you got to be in your son's life to teach him and practice it yourself on how to process those, work on it. So you could be the example to him, because young boys who can't control their emotions grow up being young men who can't control their emotions, and that's where you get a lot of crime. That's a very dangerous person to come across, man. A male that does not know how to process his emotions and control his emotions and his feelings, man.
Very true.
It's prison, that leads to death. That leads to mess up society, man. That's all I got.
I agree. Where, honestly, we need more of a community to come together and say, hey, look, we need to fix this as men. We need to fix this. We need to create these safe spaces, because we can't expect our youth to get it together if we as adults haven't learned to process our emotions and have learned those things to be able to teach our youth these things. So we need to be able to have those spaces, create those spaces, find the people that have done it and can teach us, and then we can teach our kids and our youth and whatnot. But yeah, it's definitely needed.
Yeah, man.
And Rich, we can teach our kids if we get the therapy. So this is a God in therapy time. Because the people before us.
I knew he was going to do it.
Yeah. We're getting to that point where the stigma is coming out of our community. Because before, Black people didn't go to therapy. We talked to Jesus and left it there. But I'm a firm believer that God created all things. So if he did, he created therapists to be in a space to help us. So we need God, we need therapy. That's the way that we pass down healthier everything to our children, healthier modes of communication, healthier means of expressing their anger and frustration, healthier means of communicating with parents, so we're gonna get there. Let me grab a card.
Yep. Yeah. Because he said it. It's time for God in therapy. Let's get to it. Oh, my goodness. Here we go. What?
You said what?
Well, that's a backstage thing. We'll come back to that. All right.
Oh, okay. Picked a hell of a time to start.
We live.
I'm wild. Is all I got. Shout out to Mexico. All right, so I think this is perfect. Ooh, landed right there, and the card has 4 questions, but this is just an important way to check in with people and this is from the deeper connections part. So, what am I currently not doing with you that you would like me to? How often should we do that? How will that make you feel? How will that affect our bond? that also could go back to our conversation about, not giving head unless you felt like it.
That's totally where I went with it. That's totally where I went with it.
That's mine. What does everybody want? When do we want it?
Now and later.
And then. And so do you. And then so do you, ladies. And so do you. All right. Anyway.
Yeah, but
6ix9ine strikes again.
Yeah, but I mean, the part of that, is then if you say, what am I currently not doing with you? You may hear your child say, you're not telling me you love me enough, or you're not showing up to enough of my, plays or dances or recitals or games or, but if you open that space up for them to be honest with you, then that covers a load of things that would happen with them emotionally. It also, shows the child that you respect them in their feelings and shows them that you're willing to learn even as the adult in the situation, which is all healthy for relationship building for the kids and how they interact with other people.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think that's something you absolutely should do with your kids, and I think you should do it with your spouse too.
Absolutely.
Because you'll find out. My wife and I have our nights where we both in the clouds, and we just rapping about.
You just pop up over your shoulder.
We live and we're dads, right?
I got a 4 for 4.
Yeah, man.
Everybody on here is a good dad,
Yeah, man. It's even really breaking the stigma, like, just like you said, Kev, communicating. People ask, hey, kid, where are you going? Back in the day, but none of your business. Like, no, I'm telling you where I'm going. Because a kid could look at that as, dang, they keep information from me. They don't want me to know. They don't like, what I'm saying? You don't know how they can process that. Being open is important, man. Not too open.
That's a great question, though. That's a great question. What am I not doing with you enough? Is that's what the card read? What am I not doing with you enough?
What am I currently not doing with you that you would like me to?
That you would like me to. See, I'm trying to write this down.
And while he does that,
I already know RJ's answer. He's gonna say, "Play more."
I was gonna say, yeah, mine is definitely gonna say play. And really, she'll only say play more because she's 4, but we play all the time. Jeez. I think that's a great question, especially if you now ask that same question to your spouse though.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And I think, if of course tone is everything. So if you ask the question in a way that seems like you're genuinely wanting to take something away from it, then you can garner the right response from your partner. And I think it's good for dialogue because, like, just in general, once we get caught up in a routine, something may slip your mind, and it's not purposely, but like stuff just happens. So that gives your partner the chance to, like, kind of just give you a little nudge as a reminder, well, you haven't gotten me flowers lately. It's not that I don't want to get you flowers. It's just, it slipped my mind. So now that's at the forefront and I can do something differently. Or, you usually pick a place for us to go out to eat. We haven't had a date night in a while. And, it's open discourse and dialogue.
What you about to say, Rich?
I was gonna say it's a good check-in. My wife and I, we have cards that ask similar questions to this, and now it's just something that we do as a check-in because we're growing together and things change. So as we grow together, our likes or our dislikes they start to change, and so those are some. I would encourage everybody to get some cards like that to get. I think we have one that's it's either called Skin Deep or something like that. Just they have different set of cards out there that you can, if you don't have those questions that you can formulate on your own, they have them. You just spend a little bit of money. Deeper connect. They have them out there for you to use in order to get those questions, those deeper questions, and it helps. It really does, because you can find out what has changed, what maybe stayed the same, and you just were working so hard, or you were just with the kids so much, or you were just our life tends to take our focus and in other directions, and we're so focused in on doing these things for the family that we forget to put a focus and take time out for the relationship and to grow together. And that's huge, because at the end of the day, after the kids are grown and after the pets die off and all of that other stuff, right, it's gonna be you two. And you gotta keep working and progressing together, because if you're not growing together, you're growing apart. There's no gray area here. There's no 50 shades of gray. All right.
And I want to say, and if you're gonna get a therapist or go to counseling, especially if it's couples, get a highly qualified, recommended, and a good one. There's a lot of trash ass therapists out here. You don't want everyone into your relationship or your marriage. So be careful with who you pick for that if you're gonna do it.
Very true. And I think that all what y'all said ties back into what Tyrese was saying is, we got to have those safe spaces where we can, unload some of this, frankly speaking, some of this trauma and heal from it. Right. So, of course, we're going to do our part every time, God therapy is mentioned. That's what we do. We kind of segue off from that. But that's a great tie in, right? Because men generally don't feel heard. Right. I've talked to a bunch of men. I've talked to y'all. Y'all have talked to me. Men generally, typically, don't feel heard. So to have a space where we can feel heard is that, I think that helps out a lot. And if that's the case, then chances are with that and some discipline, right, then chances are there won't be as much of an emotional reaction when you out in the street, where you end up doing something to somebody that you regret because you got in your feelings, right? Now listen, let me just transparently say that I have been known on many the occasion to lose my temper and almost do something I'll regret because I was in my feelings. I've been known to do that many times. Such a face, all of you, okay? But but when I was a child, I spoke as a child, I thought as a child, I acted as a child. When I became a man, I put away childish things. And as a man, I understand that you can't do that. You really can't do that, right? You got it. So yes, you got to heal from that. You got to find a way to heal from that. And then you can't have bitch ass tendencies in the streets or in front of the wrong person. Because frankly speaking, that could be the one that got something on their hip. That could be the one that got that heat. I've been around the ones that got the heat. I've been the one that got the heat. And listen, it could go either way. So, like he said, before you jump out there, as Cookie Monster teaches my children, stop and think. Just saying. Another point that was brought up was the picking cotton part by Judge Lynn Toler. How we used to pick cotton, and now we are the cotton, right? They count on us. They, whoever they are, y'all know who they are.
The owners
but
of the prison.
whoever they are counting on you, counting on me, counting on us to, frankly speaking, act the stereotypical way. And unfortunately, we're seeing in society now more and more people, our people, are acting in that stereotypical fashion. I don't think that's good for us as a society overall. I don't think it's good for American society, and I don't think it's good for the black community, particularly in America. What y'all think?
So first off, I think the plan is working. I mean, it's gonna. So what is it? It's easy. Well, what is that saying? It's what is that saying about trust, right? Like it's easy to lose it. It's harder to get it back, or something like that. Like once what we're already down, this spiral, and it's going to be so hard. Is the boulder is already rolling downhill, and it's like, I feel like we know, like we're on the cusp, right? We know how to get it back, but now we got to stop this boulder falling down the hill, rolling down the hill, and it's tough. It's going to be tough to try to get, some teenager on the street that we don't even know that might look like us, but he wasn't raised like us. All he knows is what he knows, and so it's going to be tough to try to reach him, let alone the hundreds of others. But it's got to start somewhere, right? Trust is gained in droplets and lost in buckets. Ooh. Whew. So yeah,
gospel.
Socrates.
Socrates.
That's a bar.
So yeah, I mean, we got to keep that, and I guess that's why I know that's why we started this podcast, to really, start getting this information out there little by little, and to start the conversation and to keep it going, and the talking turns into action, right? So it's going to take community, a bigger community. We got to start growing, this community, so that we can really start to get some more hands in to stop this boulder from rolling downhill. Start moving it, a different direction.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
What you think, Kev? Steve?
I'm gonna say, Kev. I'm gonna say, man, we just need accountability and cooperation as a people. Accountability, self-accountability. LB Rich's word, community, accountability, and cooperation, man.
I think that starts at home, though. And I think that's probably the biggest problem. The biggest issue is that whole thing starts at home. It's therapy is important, particularly as an adult, right? To be healed, but you want to be healed so that you can sow into your child, so they're not hopefully as broken. You don't want like therapists. This is why we say God and therapy, because a therapist isn't God. Look, I've been drinking and I popped a couple gummies before, so I'm sorry. But therapists are not God, right? They can help you heal, but you still gotta move. You still have to move forward, and you still have to take the things that you learned. If you've been healed, you now have to impart that onto your children. So, there's more than one thing. There's more than two or three things. I wish it was just like, hey man, everybody just go to therapy and we be good. Everybody go to church and we be good. Like, unfortunately, there's a lot more work than that. So when it comes to community is part of the family. The family unit. The family unit is broken right now. Right? The nuclear family is broken, particularly in our community. More in our community than any other. Right? So I think if we're gonna do that, Marlon Wayans said it in the video. He had his mom and he had his dad as backup to his mom. Right? That's how it is in this house. My wife runs the house, and if they get out of line with her, then they have to deal with me. They don't want to deal with me, and they shouldn't. Right? Like that's how it should be in your house. If they rich, I know it's the same in your house. Steve, I know it's the same in your house. Kev, I know it's the same in your house, right? You know, the kids don't want to come home and deal with final boss.
Final boss.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my son's school is like 45 minutes away from my apartment and 30 minutes away from my school, but everybody knows. So call my number. I will walk out of my classroom to come make some stuff shake. And he three. Well, he started 3. He 4 now, but I'll make it shake at 4.
Listen, straight like that, straight like that. So that's more. And again, that was articulated by Marlon Wayans there. What the importance of a father in the child's life is. He said it himself. He's more afraid of his dad's belt than anything else. Right? There's generally speaking something to that. Again, it's a 70-30 thing. If we say 70% that are incarcerated came out of single mom led homes, that still leaves 30%. So 70 isn't 100%, but 70 is a lot more than 30. Right?
Yeah.
So just saying, if I'm a gambling man, I'm gonna bet on the 70%. I'd put my eggs on the 70% over the 30%. Not that you can't get it done. You know, we got plenty of examples of that. We got example right here on this show. Right?
I'm a 70 that became a 30.
That's what I'm saying. So it ain't that it can't be done. You know? But I think you should do the best to put the odds ever in your favor.
Yeah. But to the community point, the hardest part is nobody in the community wants to let you be the community. Like that's
real.
That's a big issue now. It's like, you know, don't tell my child what to do. Don't say nothing to my child. Don't
touch my child. Don't, you know,
don't, you know, nothing. Like, no, people, there were people who had permission to knock me upside my head, you know, if they saw me in, you know, wrong places at the wrong time, doing the wrong thing. They had permission.
Here, man.
And now, you know, you can't even tell somebody's child, like, your child is about to jump off the top shelf in Home Depot, and I'm trying to tell them that's not a good idea, but you more mad that I'm saying something to your child than you are that your child then turned into Spider-Man.
Right. You know, the mayor of Baltimore actually said that. Now, I don't typically agree with some of the stuff he says, but I think he was right about this. He said there were grown adults. Okay, so for those who don't know, Baltimore had 30 people get shot over the holiday weekend at one party. It was at a block party over in, I believe, the Brooklyn Park area, right? Right. So 30 niggas shot, 2 dead, right? Video surfaced recently of them showing the people with the guns, and they were kids, they were teenagers, they, you know, probably no older than 15 years old, right? That pulled these guns out of a book bag, right? And what Brandon Scott said, Mayor Brandon Scott said, was there were grown adults there that were looking and saw this and did not say a word. Well, part of why they didn't say a word is because little by little over time, to Kev's point, we've been told, mind your business, don't talk to my kid, don't say anything to my kid. I don't care if you see them doing something like that. Nah, don't. That ain't your place to say nothing. That's what has been ingrained. And now we got people that look and go, ain't my business. Let me go over here. You know what I'm saying? Got people that misuse what snitching is. You know, that ain't. Somebody could have said something and saved some people's lives, particularly the 2 young people, 18 and 20, that died, and the other 28 that were wounded. And probably could have saved somebody if they said something, but community can't be community.
Wild times.
to take a sip on that one.
Big sip.
Yeah. All right. That's enough of that. Let's get ready to wrap it up, baby. What?
Okay. We live.
It's odd. Super odd. Okay. All right. Here we go. There we go. There we go. Not really sure why I did that. That was a weird thing there. Hold on. Let me get Kev back. While I'm in the process of getting Kev back, we're gonna try to keep to the 4 minutes on this one. All right. We're gonna attempt to keep to the 5. I'm gonna. Well, you know, yeah, you're right. Y'all didn't hear Kev in the background saying, "Not if I don't spend a minute trying to get him back." You know, and he's right. He's right, because I didn't expect him to be on at this point. There he is. I didn't expect him to be on at this stage in the game, so I had it prepared. But now we good. He's on now. All right. Okay. Hercules. All right. I'm gonna attempt to actually stick to the 4 minutes on this one. So, there's been some wild stuff again this week, so let's just get some quick reactions. First of all, as we mentioned earlier, there was cocaine found in the White House this week.
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
Get fire on these bitches one time, man.
A suspicious substance found at the White House has reportedly tested positive for cocaine. Security found it inside the West Wing on Sunday, which sparked an evacuation and emergency response. The Secret Service says it was found inside a work area that's accessible to tour groups and not in the executive residence where the first family lives. President Biden and his family were not at the White House at the time. They were at Camp David. Now an investigation is underway to figure out how that substance, that cocaine, got into the White House.
Yeah, we was backstage for all that.
We live.
My bad.
It's all good. All right. So, what were y'all saying? Y'all was saying backstage what?
The cocaine gets handed out at the door as people come in. So this ain't the first time. It's like a little.
Probably like now it does with this regime.
This ain't the first regime.
Oh man,
you got proof of that?
Televised. Everything's televised now.
You got proof? You got proof?
You really think this the first? You really think Trey? You really think this the?
They all signed NDAs. So
do you have proof?
Of course not. But you know, if you had an employer, would they have proof that you do marijuana? You know,
if I had an employer, what
would they have proof that you do marijuana without you letting them find it?
Right. That's my point.
I'm just saying
it's speculative. Otherwise, you could assume I smoke weed, but you don't know unless I tell you, or if you watched the show earlier.
I'm just saying. Listen, my speculations is this is not the first.
All right, fair enough. It might be, but we don't have any proof of that. Is all I'm saying. You might be right. But we do know there's a crackhead in the office. Like we do know. Let me phrase that. We do know President Brandon has a crackhead son. So. True. All right.
Next. So hold on. So by that logic, Bill Clinton is the first one to ever get head in the White House. Because we have proof that Monica Lewinsky
fellaced him. But I'm certain
he's the first one that we know of that got head in the Oval Office from
that was a good one, Rich.
Not his wife.
It's proof.
but we know.
We only have proof that
we don't have.
Seen these decrepit. Listen.
We don't have proof.
Y'all seen these
we don't have
decrepit
proof
ass
that any
men
other
that been president. What?
Wife hasn't given.
And still be getting sung to by Marilyn Monroe.
That was JFK.
I'm just
what we saying.
I'm just saying
he got his head blown off.
Before
we could find out if he got his head blown off in the Oval Office.
Clinton wasn't the first,
but we don't know that.
What's next?
That's all I'm saying. You might be right, but we don't know that. All right.
Public proof then.
Public proof. You know, hey, none of the president's wives left the splooge on their dress. So, anyway,
that we know of.
Fucking kill y'all, man. Get fired on these bitches again.
But now we're talking about gender dysphoria, which is a mental condition. You know, when I was a commander, I put troops out because they were overweight. They had flat feet. They couldn't run fast enough, things of that nature. And now we're saying that people that are confused about whether or not they're male or female should be serving in the United States military. And oh, by the way, we're going to accommodate these delusions. We're going to use taxpayer dollars to give them hormonal therapies and what have you. We have a Secretary of Defense that sent out a memo, a letter to the entire force saying that female troops had to get used to having biological males in shower and latrine facilities with them. This is absurd. Now, the people that are really laughing at us and paying attention is China, because they're our number one geopolitical foe, and their military is focused on one thing, defeating us, while we're over here focused on implementing a progressive socialist leftist ideological agenda.
Should we... What the hell? All right, there we go. That's my light. Should we be concerned here? What y'all thoughts on what you just saw?
I'm always concerned. Can I? And we've touched on these things before, and I said I didn't like that the transgendered girl wrestler in North Carolina high school got to win the championship like 4 times in a row. Well, yeah, you're a guy wrestling girls. So like, but to like go so far as to tell women that they've got to get used to having biological men like in the same space as them. Like, so then what? All I can say is I identify as, and you're gonna place me there. But then once I'm there, I don't identify that as that any this slope is.
Yeah. Not only do you not have to, you can identify and not change a thing. Like you can just be, you can like shave your beard and then be like, yeah, I'm a girl now.
You don't even have to shave.
Yeah, but don't even have to shave. You could be one of those women
I'm a girl
with beards and a penis.
Yes, with excessive facial hair.
I don't think that's safe for women.
None of this is. And it's also not fair to women because transgendered women are winning women's awards.
Actually, yeah. Like each of the last, I think 4 or 5 years, the woman of the year has been a man. Right. So it's, again, y'all, society is telling women that men are better than women at everything, including being women.
I don't want to be pregnant.
I don't want to be pregnant. That shit feels uncomfortable, I'm sure. Shit looks uncomfortable. What's your thoughts, Steve? You've been quiet.
I don't like talking about that stuff anymore. I just don't, man. I agree with everything y'all said, man. I think there's also an issue. Like, I think it's a cry for attention from that community, and it's getting out of hand. And I also feel like it's trying to devalue the actual woman, which is pushing women to battle and devalue us. So it's just a mess, man.
Yeah. Did we show the Malik Yoba video?
No,
I've seen it.
No, not yet. But I've seen that one too. Yeah. Where they basically bitched him. You know, they basically bullied him.
And he wasn't wrong. He said natural born women, and the trans women took offense to that. Like natural, like cis women, because cis women is not a thing. It's women. It's just women.
There's literally no such thing.
Yeah. But the trans women were like, cis women aren't just not. Those aren't the only naturally born. No, they are. They are.
The only naturally born women are naturally born women. Cisgender is not a thing. And therefore, transphobia is not a thing, because transgender, technically speaking, is not a thing, because no matter what you do, you will never
People
be
don't
the opposite sex.
People don't even know what phobia means, man. They just because someone disagrees with something doesn't mean they're afraid of it, which is what the phobia suffix actually means.
Right.
Like,
ain't nobody afraid of none of that.
I ain't afraid of you, bro, sis.
Right. Why would I be afraid of you? Accept me for who I am. Motherfucker, you don't accept you for who you are.
Right.
All right, anyway.
Yeah, like I don't agree with atheists, but I'm not afraid of them.
Yeah. You're a no godophobe, Steve.
Atheophobia.
Atheophobe.
Words mean things, people.
Right.
Use it properly.
That's too much.
All right, last one for the road, man. Last one. Here we go. Get your glasses ready.
Get fire on these bitches one time, man.
All right, y'all. So me and my girlfriend are at Wegmans, and they have a cart that anytime you put anything in there, it adds it to your list automatically. Watch. All right, so you're gonna grab some sauce. Go ahead, show them. In there. All right, babe, grab a random snack. Anything, quick. Hurry up. Come on, quick. Anything. Toss it in there. All right, y'all. But look at this. Look how futuristic that is. I'm gonna take the same thing out. Okay, now the best part, no more waiting in line. All you do, you pay from right where the kiosk is on your cart. So then you just hit pay. You just make sure you prove everything that's on your list, and that's it.
Welcome to the future.
Are the bots taking over? What y'all think about all this technology?
Did we not watch iRobot?
Nobody watched it.
Nobody watched iRobot.
Nobody
saw iRobot.
We've learned we learned nothing from iRobot.
I saw an article that said Google is now, so check your privacy settings, because Google is now taking everything that you're allowing them to take. They're taking all of that and they're feeding it to their AI so that their AI can now learn.
Yes, that's Web3.
Yeah. Yep.
They take if all four of us are hanging out, they're gonna send you some Iowa shit. Hey, you wanna go? I don't, because we're in the same vicinity. Hey, who you're around may want your information too and what you're looking at. You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All based on like sharing your location and all the other privacy settings and all that. To some extent, it's gonna be kind of cool. I think that cart is cool as hell and convenient. And by the way, Giant did the same thing because they had the little scanner thing before. Giant did that like 20 years ago. They had a little scanner for the cart. So, but I think Wegmans cart is more cool.
Yeah. A few things I wonder about though, like, how you gotta weigh like your fruits, when you bag them, like if you already have things in the cart, how does it weigh your, your produce that's by the pound? If you like put something in a cart and you don't want it anymore and you take it back out, how does it know what you took out to, or like what
they showed it?
So yeah, I was gonna say
showed it somehow.
Like when you take it out,
knows. Yeah, they took something out and
it's probably infrared. It scans the barcode. and
Yeah,
weighs
the top of the cart was like a looked like like a rubber or like a plastic.
Yep.
Thing
Sensors
around
right there. Yep.
That, yeah, they can pick up on an item.
Real scary.
No matter where the barcode is, no matter how you put it in, it'll catch it once it goes through.
That's what she said.
And once it comes out.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and I think that's cool, yo. And I think not to be able to skip the line, like all right, I got everything, cool, boop, pay, I'm out. Like what? That's lit. That's lit.
I actually like interacting with my cashier. Like I miss that. Like even with grocery stores now and it's self-checkout, like I'll do self-checkout because it's quicker, but like I like interacting with the cashiers. Like everything is losing its personable,
losing its community.
Yeah.
I don't really be worried too much about rapping with the cashier. Usually. I will say that I've had some fun interactions, but usually if I hit a store, I'm trying to go in, get the shit I need, and get the fuck out. So, I'm cool with it. The AI stuff is going to be interesting. I think it's probably a good idea to learn some of it. I've learned a little bit about it. How to, we'll say that it all has to still be programmed. So, but it's going to be programmed by a human. So no real reason to be afraid of it, but there is reason to be mindful of certain things. And that's what I'll say about that.
We've learned nothing from iRobot.
Don't add friends on social media that you don't know.
Also a good idea. That's a best practice. Don't add people on social media you don't know. And, and certainly people that, all their pictures are like stock photos or, fucking Bitcoin.
They got like 3 followers.
If you don't have a real photo, I'm not even following
you. Yeah. They're following 4,000 people. They got 2 posts,
and 2 followers.
And I mean, probably it's spam.
If it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's probably a cow.
It's on the menu.
The username has like 8 numbers in it.
It's
8675309.
And with that, we done. Oh man, yo, that's wild. Nah, but hey, look, y'all. Thank y'all. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate you as always. We did it. We made it to the end. A round of applause again for all of you. Steve, it's been a pleasure, my friend. Good to have you on as always, bro.
Thanks for having me, man. Always great conversation with you brothers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Final thoughts, man. What you got for us, man? Take us out, Steve.
Community. That was powerful, Rich. Community, cooperation. Spend your time wisely. The right people. Cut out all negativity. Stay focused on your goals. That's all I have. Bunch of random good stuff.
Appreciate y'all, getting with me a little late. I had a performance earlier, and the loyalty to the alma mater. So I was at Morgan State to do a spoken word piece. I'll actually be posting it tomorrow to my reels. So if you get a chance, check that out. It's called "If You Let 'Em." Famous piece that I've been doing for years. And life is good despite all of the crazy things that are happening. So just try to hold on to the positives. Know that they're gonna always outweigh the negative. Take care of yourselves and each other. Hit the like button, the subscribe button, and join us next Friday because it's going up.
Evil prevails when good people do nothing. So get out into your community and do some good. It's time. Take charge. Take it back. Let's go take this by storm. Listen, we don't all have the right answers, but together we can find those right answers. Like Kev knows some things that I don't know. Steve knows some things that I don't know. Trey knows some things that I don't know. But together, right, we know a lot. So get together with your community. Make your community strong. I got a strong community of brothers. All right? Go make your community strong. Be blessed.
Yes, sir. All day, every day, man. Look, be blessed. Be vigilant. Pay attention. Y'all know I kind of say something along those lines all the time, but you know, it's critical out here. It's critical out here. You know, it's our families, it's our children, it's our next generation, it's our freedom, it's our community, it's our everything, right? So it is worth paying attention to. Look, in the end, everything starts at home. You can't control anything but your attitude and your activity. You can control what you do. You can control how you feel about what you do. That's about it. That's about it. Besides that, you know, you can't control anything else. So focus on what you can control, influence the things that you can influence, and pray about everything else. And by the way, don't forget to go get therapy as well. All right? Get therapy as well. It's okay. It's a good thing. That's it. That's it. That's all I got. That's all we got. We out of here.
I got the crown on my head and it's cause I deserve
it. I think. Okay, there we go. There we go. Now it's switched over. I don't know why it takes so long to switch everything over this time. It's all good. But
yeah, we lost Kev again.
And we lost Kev again. Because that's what happens when you live, man. What can I say? Thanks again, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again next week, next Friday, 9 p.m. Steve, we'll catch you next time. They might get you on next week too, man. Keep your phone on. We'll see.
All right.
We'll see what's up.
Gotta get this guy on payroll.
Gotta get him on payroll, man. We gotta get on work. Gotta get him working on endorsements and that kind of thing, you know. But yeah, fellas, y'all be cool, man. We'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.
And by winning the friendship and support of the Negro, the white liberal is able to use the Negro as a pawn or a weapon in this political football game that is constantly raging between the white liberals and the white conservatives.
Oh, say nothing to hold
be in a 5-year, 3-year term with a nigga who move. You already moving like this,
that's
right?
A big fact. Audit your books and all that.
I don't want to have to go through that, right?
And you would have to based on the character. So I understand. I've been in a million.
You never
like,
feel comfortable in that situation because you know what type of nigga this is. In the back of your head, you like, I gotta check if this nigga.
You know what's crazy? What he's saying? It's so sad that we so used to bad business that I can even say
you can't take it
personal.
Right?
Yeah, I'm so used to the fuck shit. I'm like, damn.
Us justified.
Yeah. So here's a prime example of how a lie can destroy a career. For those of you who don't know, this is Jonathan Major. Jonathan Major has been one of the up-and-coming superstar actors in Hollywood. He was recently in Creed 3. He was in Ant-Man, and he's in a lot of other upcoming projects. And just like that, his rising star may be over. Why? Because a woman accused him of assaulting her. And before the truth could get out, he lost 2 contracts.